What's your full name and when and where were you born?
When and where I was born?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my full name is Elsie Marie, and I was Elsie Marie Bishop until I got married and married a Moore. So my name is Elsie Marie Moore. And the way I got that, one of my names, is the old doctor that my parents were using. When they told him, they were trying to think of a name to name me that started with an E, because all of my sisters' names started with an E. And they wondered how, what they're going to name me to start with an E. And the old doctor said, well, I have a daughter named Elsie. And they said, well, that's a good idea. So they named me Elsie when the old doctor said his daughter was named Elsie, so it starts with an E. And I was born in 1924. May the 10th of 1924. And that was a long time ago.
Okay. How many brothers or sisters do you have?
I have 6 sisters and 4 brothers. There was 11. There was 11 of us that my mother raised. She lost a baby when one of the first babies, but they raised 11. So 7 girls and 4 boys, and we had a good time because there were so many at home to do things with. When we were little, we had so many people to play with and all, and it was fun.
Okay. What's the earliest memory you can remember?
My earliest memories?
Mm-hmm.
I think my earliest memory was we lived in the country, but we lived down the road from one of my aunts, one of my daddy's sister's house, and one of their sons, one of my cousins, died, and my mother, when they let my mother know, she went down the road to my aunt's house. And I remember her leaving out that door and me crying for her, because it was just, I was devastated when she rushed out the door and left me. Of course, I wasn't left by myself, but when she left me, I remember crying after her. And I know, I know from then on why she left, and I guess that was my earliest memory.
Okay, how old were you when this memory happened?
Very young, enough to cry after your mother. You know, a baby cries when their mother leaves them. So I was very young. I would imagine I was big enough to walk, maybe. Toddler.
Okay.
Of course, I walked very young too.
Okay. How was your childhood? Like, did you like it, or?
Did I like my childhood?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of fun. We did things together. We jumped the rope. You play jump rope? Can you jump a rope?
Yeah.
We jumped rope and just played all kinds of things, because there was a lot of us to play with that many sisters. Of course, a lot of my sisters were older than me, so I was third from the youngest in the family. There's two sisters younger than me, and I was the third one, and then I had two brothers just older. So, we had a lot of fun. We lived on the farm all my life, and so there was a lot of room to get out and play.
Okay. What is your religion, and have you ever had any change in faith?
Have I ever what?
Have you ever had any change in faith?
Change in my faith?
Mm-hmm.
No. The faith that I was brought up with, I have always kept the faith. And we were taught, we went to church. That was just a normal thing with the family, to go to church every Sunday. And
Okay. What was your religion?
we went to a Baptist church.
Okay.
All the time. We always went to a Baptist church.
Okay.
That's all I ever knew.
Okay. When and where did you get married?
Pardon?
When and where did you get married?
When and where?
Yeah.
I married, at the time I married, I lived in McKinney, Texas. Had a job there, and I was living in McKinney. And I married, and your granddad, my husband, lived up the highway just a little ways at Anna. And we went over to Princeton, which is not too far from McKinney, because a preacher that used to be our pastor at our church that I knew real well lived there at Princeton. So we went to this preacher's house and got married at his house, because we knew him real well and liked him. And my roommate and her friend and her sister went with me, and